Hello and welcome to another IT tutorial video. In this video we're going to be talking about how to use Blackboard to create digital drop boxes for your assignments so your students can submit assignments to you over the Blackboard learning system, and also how to use the SafeAssign feature to set up your assignments so that they're automatically scanned for plagiarism detection. This video is the first in a two-part series. In the second video, we're going to be talking about how to actually grade and review those assignments with looking at the SafeAssign report. But for this video, we just want to show you how to get the Dropbox created and ready so that your students can begin to submit their assignments. So what you can see on the screen here is that I have a typical Blackboard course. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick one of my areas, my content areas along the side. For this instance, I'm going to use the assignments folder because I want to create an assignment. And I'm going to hover my mouse over the assessments button, and I'm going to click on assignment. Now you'll notice that this is a little bit different from previous versions of Blackboard in that it doesn't have a separate item type for SafeAssign. And the reason for that is that Blackboard has actually revised the SafeAssign system, and they have integrated it with a regular assignment. So now SafeAssign is just a button you click when you're creating a regular assignment. The idea here is that it's going to be a little bit easier, a little bit more clean, as opposed to having those two sort of distinct item types and you have to remember which one you're using. So that's the idea. So I'm going to click on assignment to create a new assignment. And I'm going to give my assignment a name. I'm going to call it assignment number 1. Give some instructions to the students. Please upload assignment 1 documents here. And you can see here that I have sort of my standard Blackboard options, right? You've got the due date, the points possible. All of this should look pretty familiar. And we just want to go through and set all the options that apply to us. So we have a due date here. I can select a due date. I'm going to make this tomorrow at 4 p.m. And a points possible. I'm going to make this out of 100. I can select a rubric if I want, and I have my regular availability criteria. Now you'll notice the thing that we're missing here is, of course, the SafeAssign, right? Where do we go to tell Blackboard that we want to have this assignment be a SafeAssign? That's actually under submission details here. So if I click on submission details, it brings up this nice little window, and I can check this box to enable SafeAssign. And if this box is checked, then all the students' assignments will be scanned with SafeAssign. If it's not checked, then the students' assignments won't be scanned by SafeAssign. It's important to remember that you actually can't do this retroactively. It has to be set up from the time when the first student submits their assignment. So we want to check this right from the beginning to make sure that everybody gets scanned with SafeAssign. The other options that you have here are to allow the students to view the SafeAssign Originality Report for their attempts. What this means is that it's actually going to let the student see what SafeAssign found in common. And generally, we recommend that you do not enable this option. And the reason that we recommend that is because the students see this and they tend to get a little panicked, right? SafeAssign will tell them that they have plagiarized 13% of their assignments, and they think that's the end of the world, that they're going to get kicked out of the university and all this stuff. And it just adds a lot of undue stress to the student if they see the output of that report. We'll talk about this a little bit more in the companion video when we talk about grading SafeAssign and interpreting these reports. But basically what SafeAssign does is it scans things against various sources. So it's always going to find something in common that the student wrote. Probably something like a citation or the professor's name, or all of those will increase the value that SafeAssign gives it. But the students don't realize that. So if they see the results of that report, they tend to get a little bit scared. So for this reason, we recommend that you leave this one unchecked. Put all of my other options in here, and I'm going to click submit. So after a quick second, there's my assignment. It's all ready to go. And I'm actually going to show you what it looks like when the student goes to submit their document. So I'm just going to slide into student preview here. Okay, I'm previewing. I'm now a student, and I'm going to click on assignments. I click on the assignment here, And as a student, I can upload my document. There's a document there, and I click submit. So this is what it looks like sort of when the student goes back to view it. They can see that the assignment is complete and everything's good there, and that's sort of what it looks like from the student end. So this concludes the tutorial about how to set up assignment drop boxes on Blackboard and how to enable them so that they're scanned with SafeAssign. Thank you for watching. Hello, and welcome to another IT tutorial video. In this video, we're going to be looking at how to grade safe assignments, how to grade regular assignments, and how to view the SafeAssign Originality Report. This video is the second in a two-part series on SafeAssign. In the first video, we looked at how to create the SafeAssign Dropbox and how to sort of get started, get your students uploading documents so that they'll be scanned with SafeAssign. And now we really want to look at the instructor end of things, how you go about viewing the SafeAssign Originality Report and giving grades back to your students. And it all sort of happens in the full grade center. Everything from an assessment point of view in Blackboard is handled from the full grade center, and that's the area that I'm in now. In case you've forgotten how to access the full grade center, you want to come down to here along the side menu, click on Grade Center, and click on Full Grade Center, and it'll give you a list of all your students in your course, and you'll have a column in the Grade Center for every assignment that you have created in Blackboard. So I have a Test SafeAssign assignment here, and that's the one that we're going to be looking at. When a student submits an assignment, what you'll see is instead of a mark here or these two little dashes, you'll see a little yellow exclamation mark. And that is your visual cue to you as the instructor that you have an assignment that is ready to be downloaded and graded. I've already looked at this assignment once, so that's why it says a 0 here, but for new assignments you'll see a little yellow exclamation mark there. To view the assignment as the student submitted it, I just hover my mouse over this cell here, and I want to click this down arrow that appears. Okay? And there I can see the student's attempt, right? The attempt was on November the 17th, 2015, and I can click on it to view that student's attempt. So that's what I'm going to do. I want to go in and I want to grade this student, so I can see here Ian Thompson's preview user has submitted this document. I can download the assignment here. Okay, I can view that document. It's an essay on William Shakespeare. And I can type in a grade by just typing in whatever I want here, 15 out of 100. And this is all fairly standard when you're viewing and grading a regular assignment. I can type feedback to the learner here, great job, or some improvement needed. Whatever my comment is back to the student, I can type it in there. Or I can click this little attachment button here to attach a file back to the student. I can browse and upload a document back to the student if I want to mark up their document and give them feedback. Actually, in this Blackboard course and on our Blackboard tutorials videos, if you're tuning in from our YouTube channel, we have a tutorial video that goes into this process very much in depth. But for this video, we really want to talk about the SafeAssign, right? How do I view that SafeAssign Originality Report? And it's moved. In previous versions of Blackboard, you would see a menu that looks very, very different to this one here. But in the newest version of Blackboard, like we talked about in the first video, everything has sort of been integrated into this assignment grading screen. So no matter if you're using a SafeAssign or a regular assignment, the process is consistent. And that's why there's kind of a link in there to the regular assignment. But to view the SafeAssign Originality Report, we have this little option here called SafeAssign. And I want to just click on it and show you what it does. It tells me the amount of things it found in common with another student's sources, and that was 100% in this case. And I have this little option down here to click on the Originality Report. And this is the actual report that SafeAssign has generated about this student's essay. And you can see here that it found another assignment in its database that was completely exactly the same here. It's a 100% match. And what it's gone through and done is highlighted the portions that it has found in common. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with SafeAssign, what it does is it actually goes through and it takes the student's submission and it compares it with other various sources. The first thing it compares it with is other students in the class and other students at Trent University. And then it goes out to the internet and it compares it with other students at any other school that's using Blackboard and SafeAssign. Then it goes and it searches basically through library resources, those journal articles, those databases, everything except books, although ebooks are covered, but it won't scan a physical book because it's not indexed. And then the last thing it does is it goes out to the internet and it runs the entire assignment through a search engine and will tell you anything that it found on like Wikipedia or another website somewhere. So it's very comprehensive at trying to find sources in common and showing you what those sources are. And all that sounds fantastic from a plagiarism prevention tool, but it's really important to remember that it generally will find things in common. This is a pretty clear-cut case that it's 100% of a match with another student's assignment, but generally speaking, it will come across things that it has found on a website or in another student's paper, and it will highlight all of those things for you. So you have to be aware of that when you're viewing these SafeAssign Originality Reports. It will find things like the instructor's name, the course code, the date, the title of the assignment, or other sentences, maybe if the student has copied the question into their assignment and are answering in sort of a question-answer format, it's going to find the questions in common with the other students. All of those things are going to be common to every student in your class. So you want to be wary of that because it's probably going to highlight it. 16% on a SafeAssign report certainly doesn't mean that the student has plagiarized 16% of their assignment. It just means that it found 16% of that assignment in another source. Another thing to mention about SafeAssign when you're viewing these originality reports is that SafeAssign does not have any way of knowing if something was legitimately cited or not. It just finds things in common with other sources on the internet. So you have to be very, very critical when you're looking at these reports. And it actually gives you a lot of tools to help you make a decision on if the student is plagiarizing or not, right? It is designed to give you a lot of information and let you make an informed decision as the instructor. So it's really just a tool to sort of help you. And this is one of the many reasons that we don't recommend that you give these reports out to the students. Because when they see this, they kind of immediately go into panic mode and think they've plagiarized 16% of their assignment, when in reality, that's not what they've done at all. And you as the instructor know that from the experience of going through SafeAssign and from watching this video, but the student may not understand that. So what I want to show you here is just some of the features that SafeAssign has. Any one of these areas that are highlighted here, I can click on, and it will actually show me what the student has uploaded and what the suspected source will tell you. So if this is from a website, it will tell you what the website says, and you can see that it's directly in common here. If they're similar, it will show you what the website or the book or the journal article or the other student wrote, and it will tell you what the student's paper that you're viewing has uploaded. And then along the side here, we also have these sources that it found in common. So this is where it's going to detail all of the sources for you that it found in common. So you can see here, oh, okay, Ian Thompson submitted another assignment that's very similar to this one on Wednesday, July 29th, 2015 at 8:34 a.m. and that's what that essay looks like. So you can see if the student is in the same course, you can actually see who the two students were. This second one is also interesting because it just says another student's paper. So what that means is that it's a student from either another course at Trent University or it's a student from another institution that's using Blackboard. In any case, it's not going to identify who that student is to you because they're not a student in your class, but it is telling you that another student has uploaded that document. And I can actually turn each of these on or off just by clicking this little highlight button. So it really does. It gives you a ton of information on the suspected SafeAssign entries, and I can even go and click this print report if I need to produce a paper report for whatever documentation purposes. Once I'm done, I can just close off this window by clicking the X there, and I have all the information I need to make a judgment on the validity of this document, and I can proceed with either assigning a grade to the student or going through the academic integrity policies as I see fit. So once I'm done submitting the grade for the user, I just click Submit, and I'm taken back to my Blackboard Grade Center, and that grade that I've assigned is submitted to the Grade Center, and it appears right here at the in the Grade Center in that appropriate column. So what we've done is we've gone into the Grade Center, we've clicked the down arrow, clicked the attempt, and we click the SafeAssign button. Once it loads here, we click the SafeAssign button and View Originality Report to view the SafeAssign document. And that's pretty much all there is to it. As always, if you have questions or concerns about this process, you can email it@trentu.ca and we'll help you through this process. Thank you for watching.